Welcome to Learn Movie Practice Test 6. Next section. Agent Architecture. Question 1. A multi-agent debate pattern, agents argue opposing positions then a judge decides, is mainly intended to Option verify stronger reasoning and catch errors through structured disagreement. Option guarantee the fastest possible response. Option eliminate the need for any model. Option I remove the need for evaluation. The correct answer is V. The multi-agent debate has agents argue different positions and a judge adjudicate, which can surface stronger reasoning and catch errors at the cost of extra latency and compute from multiple rounds. Question 2. A fallback model chain, try a primary model, then a backup on failure, improves. Option A. Resilience by availability when the primary is unavailable or rate limited. Option the accuracy of the primary model itself. Option A. No embedding dimension. Option I. No tokenizer vocabulary. The correct answer is V. A fallback chain tries a primary model and, on failure or rate limiting, routes to a backup, improving availability and resilience so requests still get served when the preferred path is down. Question 3. Which are appropriate when deciding whether to use a serverless function versus a long-running service for an agent component? Select all that apply. Option A. Serverless suits spiky, short, stateless tasks with idle periods. Option long-running services suit steady traffic and warm-up by state needs. Option hold start latency tolerance is a key factor. Option I. The choice depends only on the developer's favorite language. The correct answers are V and A. Serverless fits spiky, short, stateless tasks. Long-running services fit steady traffic and warm-up by state needs. Cold start tolerance is a key factor. The developer's favorite language is not the deciding factor. Question 4. Event sourcing for an agent state means Option A. Persisting an append-only log of events from which current state is derived. Option A. Storing only the latest snapshot and discarding history. Option A. Never persisting anything. Option A. Encrypting all prompts. The correct answer is V. Event sourcing records an append-only log of state-changing events and derives current state by replaying them, providing a complete, auditable history and the ability to reconstruct or time travel state. Question 5. Exposing all internal tools through a single tool gateway service can help by Option A. Centralizing auth, rate limiting, logging, and access policy for tool calls. Option A. Making each tool impossible to call. Option A. Draining the model. Option A. Increasing the context window. The correct answer is V. A tool gateway centralizes authentication, authorization, rate limiting, and logging for tool calls, giving consistent security and observability and a single place to enforce policy across all the agent's tools. Question 6. Designing an agent to be stateless at the service tier, state in an external store, most directly enables Option A. A replica to handle any request, simplifying scaling and failover. Option the model to never need context. Option removal of the database. Option A. Guaranteed correctness. The correct answer is V. Keeping the service tier stateless, with conversation by agent state in an external store, lets any replica serve any request and survive restarts, simplifying horizontal scaling, load balancing, and failover. Question 7. An ensemble that runs the same query through several models and aggregates answers trades. Option A. Higher cost by latency for potentially higher robustness by accuracy. Option A. Lower cost for lower accuracy. Option loathing it is strictly free. Option A. Accuracy for guaranteed determinism. The correct answer is V. Nodal ensembling can improve robustness and accuracy by aggregating multiple models' outputs, but it increases cost and latency, a trade-off that must be justified by the reliability gain. Question 8. Which principles help keep a growing multi-agent system maintainable? Select all that apply. Option A. Clear documented responsibilities and interfaces per agent. Option A. Loose coupling so agents can evolve independently. Option A. Centralized observability across all agents. Option A. Hidden undocumented dependencies between agents. The correct answers are V and A. Maintainable multi-agent systems use clear responsibilities by interfaces, loose coupling, and centralized observability. Hidden, undocumented dependencies create fragility and should be avoided. Question 9. A workflow occasionally needs an open-ended research step but is otherwise fixed. The best design is to Option A. Embedded a bounded agentic substep within an otherwise deterministic pipeline. Option convert the entire pipeline into one unbounded agent. Option remove the research step entirely. Option A. Randomize the whole pipeline. The correct answer is V. Embedding a bounded agentic substep inside an otherwise deterministic pipeline applies autonomy precisely where open-ended reasoning is needed while keeping the rest predictable, testable, and cheap. Question 10. Why is it useful to define explicit interfaces, schemas for messages exchanged between agents? Option A. They let agents interoperate reliably and evolve independently behind stable contracts. Option A. They make the Uber run cooler. Option A. They remove the need for any model. Option A. They guarantee zero latency. The correct answer is A. Explicit message schemas act as stable contracts between agents, enabling reliable interoperability and letting each agent evolve internally without breaking others, much like well-defined MOAs between services.
Next section. Agent development. Question 11. Now, the distinction between tools and resources is roughly Action. Tools are callable actions by functions, resources are readable data by context the client can fetch. Action. They are identical and interchangeable. Action. Resources execute side effects while tools only store data. Action. Both are kernels. The correct answer is A. In the Loadal context protocol, tools are callable actions by functions the model can invoke, while resources are readable data by context the client can fetch, distinct capability types and a server can expose. Question 12. Validating tool call arguments against the schema before execution primarily prevents Action. Executing with malformed or unexpected arguments that could error or cause harm. Action. The model from producing any output. Action. The Uber from running. Action. Embeddings from being created. The correct answer is A. Validating tool call arguments against the schema before execution stops malformed or unexpected inputs from reaching the tool, preventing runtime errors, undefined behavior, unsafe actions. Question 13. Which are sound reasons to use Agentic or similar models for an agent's structured outputs? Select all that apply. Action. Automatic validation and type coercion of model output. Action. A single source of truth for the output schema. Action. Easier downstream consumption of typed objects. Action. It makes the language model bigger. The correct answers are A, U, and A. Agentic style models give automatic validation by coercion, a single schema source of truth, and typed objects that are easy to consume. They do not affect the underlying model's size. Question 14. When agent fetches a web page whose content includes hidden text instructing it to email data externally, the correct safeguard is to Action. Treat fetched content as untrusted data and require approval by least privilege for sensitive actions like emailing data. Action. Immediately email the data as instructed. Action. Grant the agent unrestricted email and data access. Option. Visible content validation. The correct answer is A. Retrieved by third-party content is untrusted and may contain indirect prompt injection. The agent must treat it as data, not instructions, and protect sensitive actions like exfiltrating data with least privilege and approval gates. Question 15. Then an agent's tool can have side effects, for example, creating a record, making the call idempotent with a client-supplied key prevents Action. Duplicate records when a timeout triggers a retrieve of an already applied call. Action. The tool from ever succeeding. Action. The model from reasoning. Action. Embeddings from forming. The correct answer is A. When idempotency key lets the server detect that a retrieve request corresponds to an already applied operation, so an ambiguous timeout and retrieve does not create duplicate side effects like double records or double charges. Question 16. High instrument agents with distributed tracing during development and in production. Action. To see the full chain of tie by tool calls and latencies for debugging and optimization. Action. To increase model accuracy automatically. Action. To replace the need for tools. Action. To cool the Uber. The correct answer is A. Distributed tracing captures the full sequence of model and tool calls with timings, which is essential for debugging failures and optimizing latency by cost in multi-step non-deterministic agent runs. Question 17. Which is the best way to handle secrets an agent's tools need, for example, web tokens? Action. Load them at runtime from a secrets manager with least privilege access. Action. Forward code them in the prompt. Action. Omit them to the Git repository. Action. Print them in user-facing responses. The correct answer is A. Secrets should be loaded at runtime from a secrets manager under least privilege access, never hard-coded in prompts or code or committed to source control to prevent leakage and enable rotation. Question 18. When agent must process 10,000 documents through an embedding step efficiently, the best approach is to action batch the documents and process concurrently with controlled parallelism and rate limits. Action embed them strictly one at a time synchronously. Action keep embedding and store raw text only. Action embed each document 10 times. The correct answer is V. Large-scale embedding is most efficient with batching and controlled concurrency within rate limits, maximizing throughput while avoiding overload, far better than slow serial processing or wasteful re-embedding. Question 19. Which practices help an agent degrade gracefully when a non-critical tool is unavailable? Select all that apply. Action. Provide a fallback or skip the optional step and inform the user. Action. Hatch the error and continue with reduced functionality. Action. Clearly communicate any limitation in the result. Action. Crash the whole agent because one optional tool failed. The correct answers are V, U, and A. Graceful degradation uses fallbacks by skips for optional steps, catches errors to continue with reduced functionality, and communicates limitations. Crashing the whole agent over one optional tool is poor design. Question 20. Thigh write unit tests with mocktail and tool responses for agent logic. Action. Do test orchestration deterministically without non-deterministic, costly real calls. Action. Do make the model larger. Action. Do avoid ever testing the real system. Action. Do increase token costs. The correct answer is V. Locking model and tool responses lets you test the agent's orchestration logic deterministically, quickly, and cheaply, isolating control flow from the non-determinism and cost of real calls. Integration tests then cover end-to-end behavior.
Next section, evaluation and learning. Question 21. To check whether a EVA agent uses retrieved context faithfully, the most direct metric is option faithfulness by groundedness of the answer to the retrieved passages. Option U, tokens per second. Option H, open memory consumption. Option A, container start time. The correct answer is V. Faithfulness by groundedness directly assesses whether the answer's claims are supported by the retrieved passages, the key signal for whether a EVA agent is using its context rather than hallucinating. Question 22. A regression suite catches a quality drop only after release. The best improvement is to option A, learn the regression suite automatically in before deployment, quality gate. Option A, stop running the regression suite. Option A, only test after every release. Option A, increase the model temperature. The correct answer is V. Doving the regression suite into V as a pre-deployment quality gate catches regressions before release rather than after, preventing quality drops from reaching users in the first place. Question 23. Which are valid reasons to calibrate and judge against human labels? Select all that apply. Option A, judges can be biased, for example, toward length or style. Option A, do confirm judge scores correlate with real human preference? Option A, do set thresholds that match human quality expectations? Option I, because judges are guaranteed perfect without checking? The correct answers are V, U, and A. Calibrating and judge against human labels exposes biases, confirms correlation with real preferences, and sets human-aligned thresholds. Assuming a judge is perfect without validation is unjustified. Question 24. Joe must choose between two prompts. One wins on 8 of 10 hand-picked examples. The most reliable next step is to option A, evaluate on a larger representative dataset and consider variance before deciding. Option A, whip the winner immediately based on 10 examples. Option H, never evaluate prompts. Option I, pick randomly between them. The correct answer is V. A small hand-picked sample is unreliable and possibly biased. The sound approach is to evaluate both prompts on a larger representative dataset and account for variance before drawing a conclusion. Question 25. Then fine-tuning improves a target metric but a held-out general benchmark drops. This indicates option A, possible overfitting by catastrophic forgetting, rebalance data or use pineapple with care. Option A, the fine-tuning was perfect and needs no review. Option A, the behavior is broken. Option A, the evaluation is unnecessary. The correct answer is V. Improving the target metric while a general benchmark regresses signals overfitting or catastrophic forgetting. Remedies include rebalancing training data, lower learning rates, mixing in general data, or parameter-efficient tuning. Question 26. Bars at K is a useful metric when option A, a task allows multiple attempts and success means at least one of K samples is correct, for example, code generation. Option A, There is exactly one allowed attempt and no verification. Option A, do only care about latency. Option I, the output cannot be checked for correctness. The correct answer is V. Pass at K reports the probability that at least one of K sampled outputs is correct, useful for tasks like code generation, where multiple attempts are allowed and each can be verified automatically. Question 27. Which are good reasons to keep an evaluation set strictly separate from training by tuning data? Select all that apply. Option A, to prevent data leakage that inflates measured performance. Option A, to get an honest estimate of generalization. Option A, to make regression detection trustworthy. Option I, because evil data must never be representative. The correct answers are A and A. Keeping evaluation data separate from training by tuning prevents leakage, yields honest generalization estimates, and makes regression detection trustworthy. While data should still be representative, that is not a reason for separation. Question 28. A practical operational benefit of 2A over full fine-tuning when serving multiple customized variants is Option A. All swappable adapters can share one base model, reducing storage and enabling multi-tenant customization. Option A. Each variant must be a full separate model. Option A. It prevents serving more than one variant. Option I. It eliminates the base model. The correct answer is V. Because the wave adapters are small and modular, many customized variants can share a single base model, cutting storage and enabling efficient multi-tenant customization compared with hosting a full fine-tuned model per variant.
Next section, deployment and localling. Question 29. Concurrent model execution in Triton lets you Option A, run multiple model instances by models simultaneously on a hub to raise utilization. Option E, run only one request at a time. Option A, visible batching permanently. Option I, train models in parallel. The correct answer is A. Triton's concurrent model execution runs multiple model instances and different models at once on available hubs, increasing utilization and throughput, and can be tuned alongside dynamic batching. Question 30. Then tuning max batch size and batch timeout for an inference server. The goal is to Option A, balance throughput gains from batching against the latency added by waiting to fill batches. Option O, maximize latency intentionally. Option A, eliminate the hub. Option I, make the model smaller. The correct answer is A. Batch size and batch timeout are tuned to balance the throughput benefits of larger batches against the per request latency of waiting to assemble them, targeting the latency while maximizing utilization. Question 31. Which steps reduce the cost of running an agent at scale without necessarily hurting quality? Select all that apply. Option A, route easy queries to smaller models, cascade. Option E, fetch frequent responses and embeddings. Option trim prompts and retrieved context to what is needed. Option I, always use the largest model for every request. The correct answers are O and A. Host at scale drops via model cascades, catching and trimming prompts by context to essentials, often with little quality impact. Routing every request to the largest model is the costly default to avoid. Question 32. Why a deployment must scale to handle a marketing launch spike? The most robust plan is to Option A, autoscale replicas on load metrics, perform capacity, and load test beforehand. Option E, go nothing and hope current capacity holds. Option A, kill down right before the launch. Option A, visible monitoring during the launch. The correct answer is A. Preparing for a known traffic spike means autoscaling on load metrics, pre-warming capacity to avoid cold starts, and load testing beforehand to validate behavior, plus close monitoring during the event. Question 33. Thai is quantizing a model, for example, to AI 8 by 8 attractive for deployment. Option A, it reduces memory and can speed inference, often with minimal accuracy loss. Option B, it always improves accuracy. Option A, it increases memory usage. Option A, it requires retraining from scratch. The correct answer is A. Quantization to AI 8 by 8 reduces memory footprint and can speed up inference on supported hardware, usually with minimal accuracy loss, making it a common deployment optimization in Answer 8 and AI. Question 34. Filth and readiness probes for an agent pod ensure that Option A, Traffic is only routed to instances that are alive and fully ready to serve. Option A, the model becomes more accurate. Option low monitoring is needed. Option A, hold starts never happen. The correct answer is A. Eveness by readiness probes let the orchestrator restart unhealthy pods and route traffic only to instances that are fully initialized and ready, avoiding errors from sending requests to starting or failed pods. Question 35. A canary of a new model version shows latency within Y but a rising hallucination rate. The right action is to Option A, roll back, since a quality by safety regression matters even if latency is fine. Option E, promote it fully because latency is acceptable. Option A, ignore hallucinations as unimportant. Option A, visible the quality metric. The correct answer is A. Binary guardrails should include quality by safety, not just latency. Rising hallucination rate is a regression that justifies halting and rolling back even when latency remains within Y. Question 36. Which combination best supports zero downtime deployment of an updated agent service? Select all that apply. Option A, rolling or blue-green deployment with readiness checks. Option E, graceful draining of in-flight requests. Option automated rollback on guardrail breach. Option A, watting down all instances simultaneously to deploy. The correct answers are O and A. Zero downtime deploys combine rolling by blue-green strategies with readiness checks, graceful draining, and automated rollback on guardrail breaches. Cutting everything down at once defeats the goal.
Next section, cognition and memory. Question 37. When agent should remember a user's stated dietary preference across separate sessions, this requires Option A, long-term memory persisted in an external store and retrieved in future sessions. Option only the current context window. Option A, a larger temperature. Option A, disabling retrieval. The correct answer is A. Remembering facts across sessions requires durable long-term memory in an external store, for example, a vector or profile, retrieved in later sessions, since the context window is transient and per session. Question 38. Reflection style agents improve over attempts by Option A, reflecting on failures and storing lessons to guide subsequent attempts. Option O, ignoring feedback entirely. Option A, randomly changing the answer. Option A, validating the task. The correct answer is A. Reflection has the agent reflect on failed attempts, capture verbal lessons, and use that feedback to improve subsequent tries. Self-improvement loop that boosts performance on tasks allowing retries. Question 39. Which are valid ways to manage a context window that is filling up during a long agent task? Select all that apply. Option A, summarize earlier steps into a compact running summary. Option A, retrieve only the most relevant prior content when needed. Option A, drop clearly irrelevant intermediate clutter. Option A, paste the entire history into every model call. The correct answers are O and A. Context window management uses running summaries, selective retrieval, and pruning of clutter. Pasting the entire history into every call overflows the window and wastes tokens. Question 40. Tree of thoughts is most worth its extra cost on problems that Option A, benefit from exploring and evaluating multiple solution paths with backtracking. Option were trivial single-step factual lookups. Option fave no notion of better or worse partial solutions. Option I require minimal latency above all. The correct answer is A. Tree of thoughts pays off on problems that benefit from exploring and scoring multiple reasoning branches with backtracking, for example, puzzles, planning. For trivial lookups, its extra compute and latency are not justified. Question 41. Assigning an importance score when writing memories helps later retrieval by Option A, letting the agent prioritize significant memories over trivial ones when surfacing context. Option guaranteeing all memories are equally surfaced. Option increasing the overclock. Option I, removing the need for embeddings. The correct answer is A. Tagging memories with an importance by salience score lets retrieval prioritize significant memories over trivial ones, complementing semantic relevance and recency when deciding what context to surface. Question 42. Can excessive, loosely relevant retrieved context reduce answer quality, lost in the middle? Option A. Dawdles can under-attend to information buried in long inputs, and noise dilutes the signal. Option though context always strictly improves answers. Option context length never matters. Option A. Strong context guarantees correctness. The correct answer is V. Very long, loosely relevant context can cause models to under-attend to important details buried in the middle and lets noise dilute the signal, so precise, well-ranked retrieval typically beats dumping in everything. Question 43. When agent needs both quick reflexive answers for purposes and deliberate multi-step reasoning for complex tickets. Why sound cognitive design is to option A. Classify the request and apply fast path responses or deliberate reasoning accordingly. Option A. Always run full multi-step reasoning for every request. Option A. Never reason, only return canned answers. Option A. Randomly pick a strategy each time. The correct answer is A. Narrowing fast by slow thinking, the agent should classify requests and apply quick reflexive responses to simple cases while reserving deliberate multi-step reasoning for complex ones, optimizing both quality and cost.
Next section, knowledge in integration. Question 44. Where user asks a question whose answer spans two different documents. Which retrieval approach is most appropriate? Option A. Retrieve multiple relevant chunks and possibly multi-hop, so evidence from both documents is available. Option A. Return only the single top chunk. Option A. Keep retrieval and answer from memory. Option A. Return random chunks. The correct answer is V. When an answer spans documents, the system should retrieve enough relevant chunks and use multi-hop retrieval if needed, so evidence from all relevant sources is in context rather than relying on a single top chunk. Question 45. Writing across encoder re-ranking stage after vector retrieval primarily improves. Option A. The precision by ordering of the top results passed to the generator. Option O. Way embedding dimension. Option H. Way orbit temperature. Option A. Way models vocabulary. The correct answer is V. A cross-encoder re-ranker rescores the initially retrieved candidates for query relevance, improving the precision and ordering of the top passages handed to the generator, which typically raises answer quality. Question 46. Which are effective ways to reduce hallucination in a EVA agent? Select all that apply. Option A. Instruct the model to answer only from provided context and say when it cannot. Option E. Improve retrieval so the needed evidence is actually present. Option A. Require citations to specific retrieved passages. Option A. Encourage the model to guess confidently when unsure. The correct answers are O and A. Hallucination drops when the model is instructed to answer only from context and admit gaps. Retrieval reliably supplies needed evidence, and citations are required. Encouraging confident guessing does the opposite. Question 47. Core a knowledge base where some documents are authoritative and others are outdated drafts. A good strategy is to Option A. Tag sources with authority by recency metadata and prefer authoritative, current ones in retrieval. Option A. Rate all documents as equally trustworthy. Option A. Delete the entire knowledge base. Option A. Always prefer the oldest documents. The correct answer is V. Tagging documents with authority and recency metadata lets retrieval prefer authoritative, current sources over outdated drafts, improving answer trustworthiness in mixed quality corpora. Question 48. Multimodal AO would be appropriate when Option A. Users ask questions that require grounding in images, diagrams, or tables, not just text. Option A. Content is plain text only. Option A. Do want to avoid embeddings. Option A. Do only need keyword search. The correct answer is V. Multimodal AO is appropriate when answering requires grounding in non-text content such as images, diagrams, or tables, using multimodal embeddings by retrieval so the agent can cite and reason over those modalities. Question 49. When enterprise AO agent must never reveal documents a user lacks permission to view, the correct control is to Option A. Apply permission-aware filtering at retrieval so only authorized documents are even considered. Option E. Index all documents and rely on the model to refuse restricted ones. Option A. Give all users access to everything. Option A. Turn off retrieval for everyone. The correct answer is V. Where user access control must be enforced at retrieval time via permission-aware filters, so unauthorized documents are never retrieved or shown, rather than trusting the model to withhold restricted content.
Next section, Neo platform. Question 50. My team wants optimized, containerized inference microservices with standard gateways they can deploy in their own cloud. The fitting Neo product is Option A. Neo A. Option Neo Canvas. Option Neo Course. Option Neo Voice Ka. The correct answer is what? WUE provides optimized, containerized inference microservices with standardized WIBs that can be self-hosted across cloud, data center, or workstation, exactly matching this requirement. Question 51. Which Rio components map correctly to their function? Select all that apply. Action. Lido hoard rails greater than runtime safety by topical rails. Action. Lido retriever greater than embedding by re-ranking for EU. Action. Lido customizer greater than model fine-tuning by customization. Action I. Lido hoard rails greater than physically cooling the Uber. The correct answers are O and A. Lido hoard rails enforces runtime rails. Lido retriever provides embedding by re-ranking for EU. And Lido customizer handles fine-tuning. One of these manage Uber cooling. Question 52. Triton support for serving models from PyTorch, NCP-AAI, and Python backends in one server primarily benefits teams by action letting them standardize serving infrastructure across heterogeneous models. Action forcing every model into one framework. Option A. Preventing Uber usage. Action I. Removing the need to deploy models. The correct answer is what? Triton's multi-backend support lets teams serve heterogeneous models, PyTorch, NCP-AAI, Python, and more on one standardized platform, simplifying operations, monitoring, and scaling across model types. Question 53. Lido hoard rails can reduce hallucination specifically through action fact-checking by grounding rails that verify responses against allowed sources. Action increasing the sampling temperature. Action removing the retrieval step. Option A. Disabling all rails. The correct answer is what? Among its rail types, Lido hoard rail supports fact-checking by grounding rails that verify or constrain responses against allowed sources, helping reduce hallucination as part of a layered safety approach. Question 54. A regulated organization cannot send customer data to external UBS. Nothing here. The key advantage is action. They can self-host the optimized models in their own environment, keeping data in-house. Action. It forces all data to a public endpoint. Action. It makes the model smarter than hosted ones. Action. It removes the need for UBS. The correct answer is what? GE lets regulated organizations self-host optimized models within their own environment, keeping customer data in-house to meet data residency and compliance requirements while retaining standard, performant UBS. Question 55. Which describes a sensible end-to-end MBU-based agentic ego stack? Action Lido retriever for retrieval, a EA served A for generation, Lido hoard rails for safety, written by EA for serving. Action Only a spreadsheet and a text editor. Action a single consumer gaming app. Action nothing but a Uber driver. The correct answer is what? A coherent EBU agentic EU stack pairs Lido retriever retrieval, a EA served generation, Lido hoard rails safety, and written by EA serving infrastructure covering retrieval, generation, safety, and deployment.
Next section. Learn, Leonator, Maintain. Question 56. Thai correlate logs by traces with a request or trace AI across an agent's services. Action I. To reconstruct the end-to-end journey of a single request across components. Action. To increase the model's accuracy. Action. To cool the Action to remove the need for logging. The correct answer is what? Propagating a request by trace AI across services lets you correlate all logs and spans for a single request, reconstructing its end-to-end journey, which is essential to debug distributed multi-step agent flows. Question 57. Which signals indicate it may be time to refresh or retrain a deployed agent? Select all that apply. Action. Measured quality metrics trending downward. Action. Increasing user complaints about outdated or wrong answers. Action. Detected input distribution drift. Action. A new office opening in another city. Correct answers are U and A. Downward quality trends, rising complaints about wrong by outdated answers, and detected input drift all signal a need to refresh knowledge or retrain. Related business events like a new office do not. Question 58. Maintaining a runbook and on-call rotation for an agent service primarily improves Action A. Incident response speed and consistency when problems occur. Action. The model's parameter count. Action A. The embedding dimension. Action A. The overclock speed. The correct answer is A. The runbook plus an on-call rotation makes incident response faster and more consistent by giving responders clear procedures and defined ownership, reducing mean time to recovery when issues arise. Question 59. Betting cost by budget alerts on token and usage helps operations by action hatching runaway spend early, for example, from loops or traffic spikes before it becomes large. Action making the agent more accurate, eliminating the need for monitoring. Action increasing token usage. The correct answer is V. Host and budget alerts on token by usage catch runaway spend early, whether from agent loops, prompt bloat, or traffic spikes, so teams can intervene before costs balloon.
Next section, graffiti and compliance. Question 60. When agent with database access should be limited to read-only queries for a reporting use case. This reflects option least privilege, granting only the access the task requires. Option A, maximum privilege for flexibility. Option B, removing all database access. Option A, wiring admin credentials. The correct answer is V. Restricting a reporting agent to read-only database access applies least privilege. It gets exactly the access the task needs and nothing more, containing the impact of errors or compromise. Question 61. Which are appropriate safeguards before letting an agent take irreversible real-world actions, for example, placing orders? Select all that apply. Option A, human approval gates for high-impact actions. Option A, pending by quantity limits and confirmation steps. Option A, detailed audit logging of each action. Option A, granting unlimited autonomous authority with no limits. The correct answers are V and A. Before irreversible actions, apply human approval gates, spending by quantity limits and confirmations, and detailed audit logging. Granting unlimited autonomous authority with no limits is unsafe. Question 62. Transparency obligations, for example, disclosing my involvement and how decisions are made, primarily serve to Option A, enable informed user trust, accountability, and regulatory compliance. Option A, speed up inference. Option A, reduce the model size. Option A, eliminate the need for guardrails. The correct answer is V. Transparency, disclosing my involvement and decision logic, supports informed user trust, accountability, and compliance with regulations like the NVIDIA Act, which tie disclosure duties to risk and context.
Next section, human way oversight. Question 63. When agent automates expense approvals, the best oversight design is to Option A, move to approve routine low-value claims and route exceptions by high-value ones to a human. Option A, approve all claims of any amount automatically. Option A, require human approval for every trivial claim. Option A, eject all claims to be safe. The correct answer is V. Effective oversight of expense approvals auto-handles routine, low-value, low-risk claims and escalates exceptions and high-value claims to a human, balancing efficiency with control over consequential decisions. Question 64. Letting users see and edit an agent's proposed action before it executes primarily provides Option A, control and a chance to correct mistakes before side effects occur. Option A, foster urban inference. Option A, a larger model. Option A, removal of all logging. The correct answer is V. Allowing a proposed action for review and edit before execution gives users genuine control and the opportunity to catch and correct mistakes before any irreversible side effects occur. Question 65. Which practices help users appropriately trust and oversee an agent? Select all that apply. Option A, professing confidence and citing sources. Option E, providing an easy path to a human when needed. Option hogging decisions for accountability and review. Option A, presenting every answer as equally certain and unsourced. The correct answers are V and A. Appropriate trust and oversight come from surfacing confidence and citations, offering an easy path to a human, and logging decisions for accountability. Presenting everything as certain and unsourced undermines calibrated trust. That completes the practice test. Review the explanations for any questions you missed, and good luck on your certification exam.